So, welcome Planet FunkCon to Nicktoons versus Cartoon Network. So, we got a wonderful group of panelists today. So I'm Eric Wesselmann. I'm a psychology professor by day. I'm a full-time nerd. I love having cool conversations with cool people about things that we love. So let's get this started. I'll let each of our esteemed voice actors introduce themselves and tell you if they are Team Nicktoons or Team Cartoon Network.
Who's starting this?
That's you, babe.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right. Hey guys, my name's Jennie Kwan. You may know me as your favorite Kyoshi warrior from, I was gonna say Suki, but yeah, that too. But from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I also voice Chun-Li in Street Fighter 6, Sadako Hojo from When They Cry, and maybe some other stuff that you may know. But yeah, so that's me to start with. Then...
Well, are you Team Nick or team...
Oh, God. Nickelodeon all the way, duh. Yeah.
My name's Oliva Hack. You also know me from Avatar. I play Ty Lee. I also play Rhonda in Hey Arnold in terms of Nicktoons. I play Chloe in Bratz and Jose in Persona 5 and and all sorts of other stuff. And I guess I'm not that I mean, I know the Cartoon Network shows, but I'm more of a Nickelodeon. I grew up on Nickelodeon. Like, Cartoon Network wasn't that much around when I was a kid. So I'm more in the Rugrats, you know, Real Monsters, Wild Thornberrys, all that sort of like era. And then?
My name is James Corlett. I'm going to sound like Troy McClure from The Simpsons. You may know me from such roles as the original English voice of Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Currently Mr. Fantastic from Marvel Rivals, if you play that. Mega Man, way back, before half of you were alive. Johnny Test's dad from Johnny Test, his name is Hugh. And many, many more. Look me up. And I guess I'm Team Cartoon Network, because that's where Dragon Ball played. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Ben Diskin. You might know me from Codename Kids Next Door. I was #1 and #2, so I guess I'm automatically going to have to be Team Cartoon Network. So we got to have an even split. It's only fair.
Boys and girls.
That's right. I was also in the Arnold along with Olivia as Eugene. And done a whole bunch of other stuff, and also I'm just going to kind of copy Ian and just be like, look me up on the internet, because I don't remember half the things I've done.
Seriously.
Well, I usually like to start these panels off by giving each of you the chance to kind of give us your origin story, how you got into the business.
How long do you have?
Exactly.
Well, the cool thing about getting into the business is everybody has a different story, right? So when people say, how do I break into voice acting, or how do I break into acting? Everyone's gonna have a different story of how they did that. My story is I was a kid actor. I started when I was like 3 years old in commercials, which is kind of how everybody starts when they're a kid. Did you do commercials, Ben? Yeah. And then what was the longest running commercial that you did the best when you were a kid?
Oh, when I was a kid?
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been like a McDonald's commercial.
Me too! I was in, McDonald's commercials.
Team Mickey D's.
Yeah.
Reaching across the cultural divide of Cartoon Network versus
Totally. Well, and Bettina, who played Rainbow Bright, who's here, she told me that she did the da-da-da-da-da McDonald's, and I was like, oh, that must have been lucrative, yeah. I did not make that much money on my McDonald's commercial, but yeah, so commercials, and then I did the Brady Bunch movies when I was a kid, and then and Gilmore Girls and stuff like that, and then my career just kind of went into VO, and I went, this is great, I don't have to memorize lines. And so just kept going with the voiceover, but that's kind of my origin story, I guess.
Nice.
And you?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I started way back when I was a puppeteer when I was a kid. I really enjoyed hand puppets, and because that wasn't nerdy enough, I transitioned into ventriloquism. Super nerd. And if that wasn't, well, actually I did realize that was a bit nerdy, so I transitioned again into filmmaking and made animated films when I was a kid. won some film festivals, culminating in, I'm from Canada, British Columbia, and I won the most promising filmmaker in British Columbia award at a film festival, and then I promptly retired from filmmaking because there just wasn't any business then. This is way before Vancouver was known as the production center that it is now. Anyway, long story short, I started in commercials as well, but I was not a kid because it was the only industry or sort of entertainment adjacent industry that there was in Vancouver. And it was audio. So there was this group of very funny voice people who made commercials for all of North America. And I didn't really realize it until I was on a family trip to California and turned on the radio. I was probably 15 or something. I went, hey, hang on, that sounds like my weatherman. And it was. And I looked it up and, you know, a bunch of shoe leather, and I started knocking on doors, and that's where I started in voiceover. And then eventually, in the early 80s, animation work started to come into Canada. And where did they go to find voices? Well, it was people that were working in voices for commercials. So that's my origin story.
Ben?
Sure, yeah. I, much like Olivia, I got started when I was a little kid. I have been technically in the industry since I was a zygote.
Oh.
Both of my parents are actors, and so when my mom was pregnant with me, her talent agency said like, hey, when he comes out of there, we want to represent him. And they went, okay, and they signed me up with an agency, so I have been doing this literally since the day I existed. I got my start doing the very, very challenging grounding work of being a small toddler in a McDonald's commercial eating chicken McNuggets. It's some of my best work, frankly. I have not topped it since, because it was real. Really good, really delicious. I still like chicken McNuggets today. I started doing on-camera work as a kid, actor, as a lot of people do, and I realized that I did not like being recognized because I was on the playground and I made the horrible mistake of telling all my friends, I'm in a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then they told everybody.
Were you in Kindergarten Cop?
I was in Kindergarten
Shut
Cop.
up. Everyone was in Kindergarten Cop.
Right?
I know, yeah.
Yeah. No, they got like all the kid actors were like trying out for it. Yeah. And like everybody picked on me when they thought I was a multi-millionaire because they're kids and they don't know anything. And they thought like, oh, he's in a
not?
Yeah, I'm shockingly, and I'm still not. And they picked on me mercilessly, and I went, I don't want to do this ever again until I started doing cartoons. And I realized nobody recognizes me. I can do anything I want to do, and if I don't tell you I'm a cartoon actor, you're never going to know. So I got to have my cake and eat it too, and I've been doing animation work ever since. And it is a super, super cool job, and I'm really lucky to do it.
Well, and Ben is low-key. He has an Emmy for Muppet Babies, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite impressive. Yeah, fun. So when I started, I was a kid. I was extremely shy, and so my mom actually got me singing and acting. I'll tell this story. So I basically got discovered on an airplane. It was crazy. I used to be in this singing group called Kids of the Century, and we'd perform around LA, and we went to do this show for the Statue of Liberty, and when we were coming home, my sister was my chaperone and I was sleeping and had drool on my shoulder because that's when I could fall asleep on a plane when I didn't know. I was scared. So anyway, she's waking me up and she's like, Jennifer, there's an agent on the plane. And I was like, oh, I don't care. Like, I didn't care. I just was, I would just sing. And so I always remember it kind of reminded me of like a scene from a movie. Like, I'm exaggerating, but it's like people are juggling in the aisle, dancing, doing all, and singing, like in front of this agent. And so I walk up and she's like, do you live in LA? And I just shrugged my shoulders, well, would you like to come to my office when you come home? And I was like, okay, and she's like, if you go to an acting class, would you come to my office? And I said, yes. So basically, I went to this acting class and I fell in love with it, and then I went to her office and she signed me. I don't know why. I was like a mute, but the first job that I booked actually was a voiceover job because the person who was voicing it was called Little Shop, and based off of Little Shop of Horrors, a musical. And the actor couldn't sing, so I had to do a voice match for the singing part of it. But that was my first professional gig, I think. Yeah. Oh no, I did this show for Disney Teacher Awards where it was like a live performance, but I consider the voiceover one of my first professional gig. That's how I got started.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Well, you all have, very like impressive IMDb's. You've done a lot of characters. Of the wide range of characters you've played, who's a character you might like to revisit if given the opportunity, and why?
Go on, Jennie.
Oh gosh, my brain, what time is it? It's the afternoon mush brain. I have to think about it. I will say, people always ask me what they think happened with Suki and Sokka from Avatar. Constantly. So maybe I will say Suki because people are very curious about that.
You're crazy this afternoon.
I know, because I'm looping now. Now I had a little caffeine, and the caffeine is draining, and now I'm like, So yes, I will say Suki for now. Yeah, okay, there it is.
I think you're next.
Yeah. I really like. I love Hey Arnold because I would say it's your childhood, but it was my childhood too because it was an all-kid cast, and so it was like really special for me. And I like to play villains, and I never get to play villains. And Rhonda's kind of, she's the rich bitch in school, and she's very mercurial and dramatic. And a few years ago, we got to go back and make the Jungle movie. And kind of reunite and do all that, and that was so cool and special, and we had really hoped that that was going to be kind of a pilot. And then Nickelodeon's weird, like they're so wacky, like they make all this merch of older shows like Hey Arnold and Angry Beavers and all that stuff, but then they don't make the content to support it, so they're always kind of like, I don't quite know what they're doing over there, but I'd love to bring Hey Arnold.
I think I would like to do something with Cheetor from Beast Wars. You know that show? Because it kind of ended, and there's a lot of loose ends, and people aren't really sure, well, how come it ended? I don't know. Business is why it ended. So there's some loose ends there, and I can still do the voice. How's that?
That's a good one. I would like to revisit Codename Kids Next Door. It's mainly because the creator has been trying to get a sequel series made for years. He has all of the ideas all upstairs in his head of exactly what he wants to do, and I just want to see what his plans are because he won't share them with anyone.
Oh.
Sort of on the other side of things, what character did you find the most challenging to voice? That you had to just stretch the furthest?
Oh God. I did an audiobook, you guys. Have you guys ever done audiobooks?
I try to avoid them.
I wanted to, everyone was like, oh, audiobooks. And it was for Star Wars, and it was like a character I had voiced before, so I was like, well, I want to lock myself in as the official voice of this character, right? It's an Amelia Clark voice match, right? And she has her own book. It's this is very much my career. I think I'm gonna do something big, and then it tanks, and so it's like, she plays his girlfriend in the Han Solo movie, and I'm like, yes! Oh my God, I'm gonna be in this Star Wars, like, spin-off cartoon, whatever, the new Han Solo tanked. Everyone hated the Han Solo movie, it's fine. But they did this book, like, a year ago, and they're like, we want you to narrate the book. It was the worst thing I've ever done. It was so hard, like, and it was,
What was
God, it was 6 hours a day, and it's Star Wars verbiage, right?
Yeah,
so it's not stuff you normally say in a British accent, which I think I can do, but not when I'm reading and all this other stuff. And there's something about reading aloud. Your brain fills in words that aren't there, and they really like everything in one take if they can get, and no mistakes. And so they were stopping me like every 2 sentences because I kept messing up. It was really awful. I'll never do it again. I did, so whenever Jennie called me up a couple months ago, and she's like, I got offered this audio. I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. And the pay is terrible.
Yeah.
The pay is terrible because they pay you per finished hour. Do you know about this?
Yeah.
So they say $250 per finished hour. And you're like, That's pretty okay, $250 an hour.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No.
So I worked, let's say, 30 hours on this thing, but the book running time is only 5 hours. So I only get paid for 5 hours of work. It was awful, Ben.
Wow.
Don't do it.
Oh, don't worry. I hate reading,
Okay.
so.
Oh,
My mother is an English teacher. She shoved that stuff down my throat, and I'm just like, I'll never read a book again.
worst job ever.
So I will never have to worry about that.
The stress, and there were like 30 characters, so they're like, you have 30 different voices to do. I'm like, I don't.
Good girl.
Yeah, it was terrible. Anyway, sorry. Go on, worst job ever. Your turn.
Me?
Yeah.
Goku.
Oh.
Too much yelling.
They wouldn't pay you.
I love the guy, but just too much yelling. And there was other details. This was up in Vancouver, and the producer. Is anyone recording this?
Yes.
I'll be careful.
Yes.
The producer was a classic producer doing their job, which was, let's find out the cheapest way we can do what we're doing. So there was this moment where I was really quick at dubbing. Dubbing is when something pre-exists in video, in another language usually, and you are matching the lines that you're reading to their, that's flapping, that's lip flaps, by the way. So, I got to the point where I would keep like a tally, because there was 2 or 3 ways you could get paid. It was really complicated. So I would just kind of go, there's a line, 5. Okay, so I had these, what do they call that?
Talent sheet?
Yeah, tell me more.
Like
Tally,
loops?
yeah, like a tally, group 5s, 5. And at the end of the day, I go, okay, there's, I did 400 lines. Oh, wow, that's pretty good. Well, we have you down at 225. What?
Oh, no.
What? And they said, no, if you look in the contract, and it was really hazy, it was really weird, but they said, we're paying you by the words, not vocalizations. Well, half of Dragon Ball is yelling, screaming forever.
That's not fair.
So I went, well, if you're not going to pay me for screaming, you can use the Japanese lady who did the voice originally. And they went, bah, 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 how dare you? And I said, well, that's kind of the deal. So that was awful. And that's why I stopped doing it, frankly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could make more, and this is no slight on people that work at Walmart, but like that's a better job in that.
Yeah, because it kills your throat. Like
Oh,
people
yeah.
don't realize, and there are some people that can scream all day and whatever, but like it kills my throat.
I'm one of those people because I do the Dave Grohl scream, which sounds like a scream, but it's not. I don't. Maybe I just made that up, but there's a way to do it where I call it the 75% rule. Sound like you're 100%, but you're only giving 75. Because if you're a giver,
Yeah.
you're a giver.
I'm a giver.
Yeah, well, I'm not. You kill yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And if you got to work tomorrow, well, oh, thanks a lot for that low-paying job. I'm screwed for the high-paying job. Yay! So that was the answer.
Solid answer. Yeah. For me, okay, my worst job ever was something that you'll never hear because A, I'm not in the finished product, and B, you'll never watch it because it is a terrible movie that nobody's ever heard of and nobody ever will. It is a movie that was being dubbed, but it technically wasn't a dub, into English from Korea, and the way the SAG contract works is that for a movie that's going to go into movie theaters, you are paid per character. So that means if they want you to play like a whole bunch of characters, they can, but each one of those is a separate payment, so it can get pretty expensive. Well, the guys behind this movie convinced themselves that this would be a big deal and it would blow up in America, and they were going to put it on screens. It never happened, by the way. It's not a good movie, and there's no way in heck any theater was going to hold this thing. And so when they found out that it was going to cost them a whole bunch of money to have me play a bunch of characters, they got mad at me. I did not write the SAG-AFTRA contract, by the way. I don't know how to do that. That was not my job, but they got mad at me, and so what they did was they decided to torment me for 8 hours playing one character who had 1 page of dialogue. So they made one page of dialogue last 8 hours by giving me 9 million different directions, and then ultimately replaced me with a celebrity who did it for, it was awful. So that was probably my absolute, and that is, fortunately, that is the absolute worst, and then second worst would be like, just like, oh, I had a kind of a bad day. It was like, so like, that one's far away the worst one I've ever had.
Yeah, that's bad.
No.
Yeah.
Jenny?
Oh gosh, my worst one, actually I stopped doing voice acting for a while because I felt like I'm a piece of shit. Like it was crazy. It was so nuts. And now when I look back, I'm like, got it. So it'll be a nameless commercial that I did. And I had to say 4 lines. I had to say, Kirby, Kirbalicious, Kirby that. Well, I go in there and now looking back, I see that it was this probably young guy who was maybe, I don't know, was he the nephew of someone, but really young, super green, which means he didn't really have that much experience. And 12 executives for the corporation, for the, you know, the ad agency, the this, the that, and I could tell that they were just barking orders at him. Barking orders. Yeah, it was just awful. And they were just writing things down, and then like they were like, okay, can you do, and they asked me to do it 50 times, which I felt like I was delivering it, Kirby, 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 like whatever, 50 times. And so I was starting to get really nervous, because I'm like, for 4 fucking words, whatever. So toward the end, they're like, okay, great, thanks, Jenny. I was like, uh-oh. So I go and I'm signing my paperwork and I'm trying to like just kind of suss out the situation, and I see that this other actress goes walking and I'm like, great. So months later, I see the commercial on TV and I was like, that sounds like me almost exactly. But I'm not sure if it's me, so I call SAG after. I was like, I did this job, I just want to know, are the residuals coming in? And they're like, I'm so sorry, Jennifer, that, you know, you did your session. And I was like, got it, gotcha. And so, yeah, so they replaced me with that person who came in, and I was like, I'm never doing another commercial again, like with these ad execs and this and that. It's just, it's a different sort. I don't find that as much with anime or video games, but I mean, I know how to do it now, but at the time I was so insecure about saying 4 words because I had just gotten back into it. Like I couldn't do it for a while because it was just too much. But yeah, so I'm not doing that again. I don't want to do that again, yeah. I know. What?
Can you ask a happy question?
Well, actually, I was thinking I happen to have one. What type of role haven't you done yet that you would love to try?
I'd like to try mocap. I've never done any mocap. Have you been? I feel like you're a mocap guy.
I've done some mocap.
Yeah.
But for me,
Do
it's
they
the
make
same.
you memorize the lines?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you have to.
That's what I don't like about it. So I had to do mocap. It's mocap. It was me standing around. But it was.
Do you guys all know what mocap is, by the way? Okay.
Motion capture.
So it's like, have you ever seen the actors and they're wearing the suit and then they kind of animate over their body and whatever? That's what mocap is.
Yeah.
Motion capture. Yeah.
So I did. It's for Halo 4. I play a character named Miller, and he is a kind of like a science officer, effectively. Not really, but close enough. He uses so much sci-fi jargon, and I'm not familiar with the Halo series as a gamer, so I was like, I don't know what any of this stuff means, and it was a paragraph, and I had no time to memorize it, so I kept trying to like look at the script, read, memorize, put it down, and be like, anyway, here's some.
And when that muscle's gone, it's gone.
Oh, it's gone.
When you're auditioning all the time as an on-camera actor or whatever, you can memorize 9 pages of dialogue, no problem. But once you stop doing that,
it atrophies, and oof. And so that was a nightmare, and also they wound up not using any of it. Because, so apparently, my character is, he's giving you orders, telling you like, yo, you gotta go do this is the next mission, and go get out there and nail it. As it turns out, he is on a ship that is being attacked. He is telling you, you need to get here and save me, I'm going to die. And that was supposed to be in there, and I didn't know that, and nobody told me that. So they went, we can't even use this stuff anyway.
So you were like giving it real casual.
Yeah, I was just like, you gotta go there and fight off the bad guys, fighting that starship. I'm on that starship, so
So wait a minute, I thought this was supposed to be a happy question.
I feel like we're spiraling. We're going down. We're going down.
Wait a second, so you want to do more mocap?
No!
Oh,
I want to do mocap.
oh, you
Yeah,
want to
but
do
I'm trying to get this
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
So
Wasn't
what
this supposed
haven't
to
you
be
done that
Cartoon
you
Network
want to
versus
do?
Nicktoons?
What haven't I done that I would want to do?
Yeah. Audiobooks.
Jeez, no. Tough question. I mean, like within the realm of voiceover?
Yeah.
I know.
This is gonna sound really, I've kind of done it all. I know what I don't want to do, mocap.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I can't memorize a line to save my
Yeah.
life, never have. I did school plays, and I was never off book, ever. So this voiceover thing was like, yes! Because I can read like that son of a gun. But yeah, so I don't know. If you opened it to a wider
Yeah.
question, I'd love
I'd
love to be a filmmaker, which I've done. But that's what, that was my actual
But you went out on
trajectory.
top, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I've got a trophy.
Jenny,
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. That's a tough question for me, but thank you, Ian, for opening that up. I think I'm putting it out there. And I just said this a few months ago that August, I mean, now I have a con that we're going to, but I was like, what do I want in August? It's open, and I was like, it'd be nice to do something on stage again that I really enjoy, or I'm open to.
Jenny's done a lot of theater.
I've done a lot of theater, yeah, or something on camera. I miss doing that, and so I was like, I hope it's something that I would enjoy, maybe something that's just kind of lands in my lap. We'll see. So I'm totally open to that. I miss it. I'm honestly grateful that we have this sort of thing that we do as actors. Like Olivia was saying, we audition constantly every day. Imagine going to a new job interview like 5 times a day and getting rejected for maybe most of them. And we get very lucky when we book and book and book, like these are amazing experienced actors. But a lot of people, sometimes they don't even get that. But so to be able to do something like this where we use different skills, we get to meet all you guys, it's a gift. But I really would love to have that other muscle exercised again, even if it's for a month. I'm open to that. So that could be something really fun. We'll see.
For me, I would say, this is like kind of a cop-out answer, admittedly. It's whatever the next job is.
Totally.
That's what I can't wait to.
That is a cop-out.
Yeah, it is. But you wonder what I like the most? More so than playing like really popular characters, I love doing incidentals, which are like the minor characters, and like Man A and like Villager B, because for those, they kind of let us do whatever the heck we want to do.
Sure.
They're just sort of like, yeah, come on in and have a good time. So today you're going to be playing a talking lizard, and you're going to be acting like a mafia boss. And I'm like, heck yeah, 2 lines. Nobody's going to care, but Ben's going to care. So yeah, that's usually my favorite stuff to do.
Excellent, wonderful. So we're about halfway through, so I want to now pivot to the audience and give them an opportunity to ask you all questions.
Cool.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
As a professor, you said it was not philosophy, psychology. So how crazy are we?
I'm not that kind of psychologist.
Dang it.
On a scale of 1 to 10 and don't go over 10.
Okay, sorry. Go.
No, it's good. No, I study social belonging, social connection, fandom as a good place for that,
Cool.
for expression of identity and things like that. So.
Oh, fun.
So actually, as you are all talking and asking your questions, I am analyzing you technically.
Oh, great.
I'm just enjoying it. I love
Wonderful
fandom.
report.
There we go. So please, now fans. Yes, green shirt.
So, specifically for you, I'm terrible with names, sorry, but specifically for you,
This guy.
Ben.
Yes.
You mentioned earlier that your parents were both actors, but you said you were also in kindergarten comp, so I specifically need to ask about who is your daddy and what does he do?
My mommy says my daddy's a deadbeat.
Nice.
Do you still get 10-cent residual checks from kindergarten?
Maybe 10 cents, more like 10 whole $1.
Oh,
That's right.
Okay.
So basically, I am raking in the ones.
$10 bills, y'all.
Yeah, I go to the strip club and I go.
Yo, make it rain.
That was it. That was my time. Thanks so much.
Make it rain.
If you each had one superpower, what would it be to use?
Oh, I think I'd like to be invisible because I'm kind of nosy.
That's
so I'd be
mine.
like, ooh, I'm gonna sneak in and listen to what you're saying.
Same.
Yeah.
I want to read your mind.
No, you don't.
As long as you
Yeah.
do it well. I want to fly or teleport. One of the two. I would never have to worry about like TSA ever again.
Oh my gosh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one of your former shows, castmates or crews, that the people or producers or castmates do you stay in contact the most?
Well, for us, it's Avatar because we're on the road, and Jennie Kwan became my bestie from doing cons. So we talk on the phone every day.
All the
and-
time.
Yeah. So probably Avatar for me right now.
Yeah, self-explanatory.
Yeah.
For you too.
Yeah, totally. I echo what Olivia says. Thank God.
And you did a show called California Dreams in the 90s that people are.
I did an on-camera show in the 90s that some of them are like my literally my brothers and sisters. We act like it, we fight like it, we make up like it. And then on Avenue Q, you guys know Avenue Q? Yeah. Ian, I'm also a puppeteer, probably not as good as you. I learned how to puppeteer. Bad News Bears, Mrs. Thistletwat. Anyway, and I'm really close with some of my castmates from that too. So I've been very lucky. It doesn't happen very often, a lot of the time. So yeah, but I'm really glad that I was just thinking that before the panel. I'm like, thank God Olivia's here. I think I'd be like, I'm dead if I was by myself right now. Thank God. Anyway. Okay.
Did you answer it? Yeah. Oh, that's a tough question because, as we've already heard, a lot of the times you don't. Like back when I was working on multiple series with, and there was kind of like this rotating group. This is up in Vancouver, and we were all kind of like cousins because we all worked together
Which is so
all
much
the
better
time.
because we don't know each other. And
Yeah,
now you don't
exactly.
see each other. Yeah.
But two things happened. I moved to LA in 2015 and immediately knew almost no one. And the dynamic of recording was different too. This is pre-COVID. It was very rare when you get like a whole group of the cast together because people are busy and that. Okay, we got 2 of you, we got 4 of you, but never like the whole thing like a radio play. So that was a bit weird. And then COVID hit, and then no one was ever in the room together.
Gosh.
So that was kind of weird as well. So I guess I got sort of a 2-part answer. Similar to you guys with the conventions, my nemesis in Dragon Ball is Vegeta. And the original guy who voiced that is Brian Drummond. So he was the first guy to say, "It's over 9,000," you know, that line. So we do conventions a lot, and we stay in touch like monthly, for sure. But the actual answer to the question was who are you closest with and continue to be closest with? Well, it's the cast of Dinosaur Train, because hello, Pteranodon family. So come on along with me on the Dinosaur Train. All aboard. I'll do all the lines. Time tunnel approaching. Because you know. Anyway, the reason is 2. The creator of the show, which also was the creator of Hey Arnold, Craig Bartlett, is a wonderful guy. He's become a friend of mine. But my 2 kids played Buddy and Tiny.
Oh, they got cute.
Yeah, so
Oh, those voices
Duh.
are so cute.
yeah, they're the people I stay in the closest
Aw,
contact
that's so cute.
with. Yeah. It's a long answer, wasn't it?
It was a good answer. Mine is going to be kind of bad. I
hate everyone.
No, I'm just kidding. No, my friends are all just like a bunch of anime dudes because we all kind of have the same sort of shared experience of like, yeah, I don't see anybody, so do you want to go get coffee? Like, sure. and then we all just go get coffee. So I just like everybody I know is just somebody who's in all the different anime that I'm either in or want to be.
Who's your anime dude crew? What's
Let's see. Right now it's Casey Mangelo and Kira Buckland, and occasionally it's like whoever shows up at coffee, which is usually half of Burbank.
Yeah.
It's true.
Cute. Other questions, guys? Any other questions?
Yes. So I just want to know about like, aside from like, obviously like very recent changes from COVID, like long-term changes. Like how has the recording process changed? Like, and has it been difficult to adapt to? Like, since like the 90s, early 2000s, however far you want to go back, like, is there anything that was like a real speed bump?
It's real different now. I mean, because I started doing VO in like the early 90s, right? And we used to do, like when we did Hey Arnold, we would do these big cast records, and even if you had 2 lines at the last page of the script, you were there from beginning to end, which was cool, you know? And I did many shows like that, and now you're usually by yourself, and I gotta say, I was talking to someone about this yesterday, I don't like my performances that much anymore, because I watch them and I go, ooh, I wouldn't have said that line that way if I knew the intro line was like this. I wouldn't have delivered it that way. And so it's so different when you're acting with another actor. You can do a whole run and they go, ooh, that was the best take, or this one, and then you maybe pick up a line or two there. But it's very different. Some actors like it because you don't have to live in Los Angeles anymore, right? Video games still typically work in LA, but a lot of stuff you can be remote. But for me, I don't like that. I like to work with other actors, and because now we don't audition in person, and we don't go into our agencies anymore, and we really only see each other at conventions. So you might do an entire series with someone and never meet the people you're on the show with. And so for me, but the biggest change for me is I just don't think the performances are as good when you record separately.
That's a good answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't add to that.
Yeah. Other
Any
questions?
other
I saw
questions?
Blue Braids has had her hand up forever.
If you could become one of your characters, which character would you become?
For a day?
For a day or for however long you want?
Oh.
Do we have to behave like them, or do we just get to like have some sort of
You
aspect?
get all the abilities and anything.
I know.
I want to be Chloe from Bratz because she has good hair and good clothes.
I want to be Chun-Li because of those thighs and her bodaciousness up top. Just for a day. And to kick some ass like that, for sure.
Maybe Hugh Test from Johnny Test. Johnny's dad. Because it's kind of typecasting. We're having meatloaf. Johnny. I only have 3 lines. Johnny!
I would want to be Venom from Spider-Man, and it's only because I want a fun, goopy alien friend. That's
You play Venom?
Huh?
You play Venom?
Yeah.
What does that sound like? Is that like a texture thing?
It's hard to do because we did, the symbiote has his own voice, and then Eddie Brock has his voice, and we looped over them. So I had to record it twice and dub to myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sure. I know, Jenny, you and Olivia did a few scenes together in Avatar. Could you basically go over what the recording for the comic was?
With the
Like with Avatar, what the recording process was
basically
like?
the last episode, because you guys only have 1 or 2 scenes together. in the
I'm gonna
show.
be honest with you, it was 20 years ago and I don't
Yeah.
quite recall. But with Avatar, we wouldn't do full cast records, but we would record in pods. So for me, I was always recording with Azula and May, right? Because most of my scenes were with them. But I'm sure that Jenny and I probably did record that scene together because that's how
we
they did it.
did the last few episodes more as a cast because they really wanted that energy to be what you guys have seen if you've seen Avatar, as full as it is, as vibrant as it is, as intense as it was. So I remember for Soizin's Comet, we all recorded together for the most part, including Mark Hamill.
Jenny's older than me, so she doesn't.
Okay, calm down and don't say what you normally do. Okay.
Really, it
Thank
was
you for
20
your
years
question.
ago. That's Olivia code for weed is a heck of a drug.
Yeah.
It's true. It's not what it used to. Is it legal in Iowa? It's not. I know. Oh, you guys have to go across the river, Illinois.
Across the river.
Illinois.
Illinois. Okay. Awesome. Yes. Who had their hand up first? Okay.
Was there ever anybody who you recorded with and were like, how did you get this job? You suck at this.
Ooh.
Yes.
Many, but they will not be named.
Okay, you don't have a name, but like, what was it that you hated?
Oh,
Like,
when people can't take so the weird thing about like acting, and it's really something you're born with, is an ear, right? Like some people are great at accents, some aren't. Like Nicole Kidman, great actor, she has an Australian accent and everything. It drives me crazy. Like stuff like that, right?
But she's so pretty.
But she's so pretty.
Not her wigs.
But I have worked with actors before where they'll give a direction and then they'll give it again and they'll give a line reading and they can't hear themselves and they just do it the same way every single time, right? Because they don't have an ear for it. So just stuff like that where you're like, oh my God, like just say it the way they just said it, just repeat it, but they can't hear it. So just stuff like that usually, you know.
And piggybacking on that, my favorite thing is when someone gets direction, the actor, and they start with responding. Well, I thought that, who cares what you thought? They want you to do it again. Just do it again. And if you don't have an ear, I have said this to people in the nicest possible way, just do it differently. You don't even have, like, you don't need to hear yourself. I mean, yes, it helps if we can hear. But just do it different. Because maybe one of those is going to be the winner. And you go, oh, that sounded terrible. Well, if they like it. And whenever I get this all the time. So, oh, that was great. Is there any other way you want to do it? Nope. Like, if you're happy, I'm happy. I mean, there's a million ways I want to do it, but really it always comes down to about 3. In hard, cold, analytical, take all the whoo out of acting. It's like, especially with voice acting, because you know, there's none of this. You're not going to see anything.
Especially if it's just like angry. There's 3 angry ways to deliver that.
So you know, do it this way, this way, this way, but you end up doing some things hundreds of times.
And then they pick the first take, and you're like,
I know.
the first one you left.
Here's a secret. Sorry, I'm taking over. What I have been known, especially in commercials, when I knew who the clients were, and this is sort of back to your story, where I go, oh, okay, this is a field trip day. Everyone's here. Okay. And I will not admit to this, but I have observed someone saying that someone like me, who looked just like me, might have done this. And I mess up for about 4 takes. And I read it as badly as I can, and I can see them getting a little nervous. And basically what it does is it makes them back off because they go, oh, this guy might be special or something. and then I bring the goods after. And they're so relieved. Oh, we got it. And I go, oh, are you happy? Yes. Oh, it's so, yeah, thank you. And then I go,
I like that.
it's sneaky, but
I like that.
self-preservation. I've been around for a long time.
Who would you be?
Oh, no, we're still talking about weed is hell drug. We are. Just kidding. I'm just
I'm not stoned right now.
No, I know. I'm just joking. No. What is so bad acting?
Oh, bad acting. Yeah.
So
bad actors. Yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback also of Olivia's. I won't say who it was. This is what I would hear in the session. Let's say the line was like, I don't know. I'd like a chocolate muffin, please. You'd hear, I'd like a chocolate muffin, please. I'd like a chocolate muffin, please. I'd like a chocolate muffin, please. And I was going, okay. These all sound the same, and I can't figure out why. And finally, I turn to look at the person, and what they're doing is, they're doing this, they're doing this, they're doing this. So the reason why this particular person came from on camera, so they're so used to acting with their whole body and not paying attention to their voice that they had no idea they were doing the same thing 3 times in a row. And then once they finally realized that and they started like hearing themselves, that problem went away. So like, worst acting, I wouldn't call it that, but like they improved anyway. But yeah, that's the kind of thing.
I'm sorry, I just thought of a story.
Do it.
So on that topic of moving, like I started and ended as a voice actor. I mean, I haven't ended. I've continued.
The journey continues.
Yeah, all I've done is voice acting, really, you know, essentially. And I'm not very physical when I'm acting, like to the point where when I used to stand, finally they let me sit down, but I used to stand like this, with my hands in my pockets. You got a music stand, and I would do my thing, and I had this director who just thought she had the secret to unlocking the inner Ian. And she said, I really want you to loosen up. Can you just loosen up? Like, use your hands when you're doing. I go, yeah, sure. Because that's what you do when you take direction. Yes, how much would you like? So I did the line again, moving around as much as I could, and she went, yes, stick to the hands in the pockets.
So wait a second, does that mean when you were doing all those kamehamehas, you were just standing there with your hands in your pocket?
Yeah, there was a dubbing session. We had this series that was like forever. I ended up directing myself because it's a past life. I used to have a company. And I said, is there a way, we've got a lot, I think that it was some crazy French series. And I set up, they didn't have a Barca-lounger, lazy boy, but I set up an office chair with a stool and basically was laying down. And they had the monitor there and I just went, was it in time? Okay, good. And I did the whole series laying down.
Nice.
Look up Perry Como, SCTV, and that's me. It's a deep dive. Cool.
Yes.
What are your pre-recording rituals? What gets you in the zone?
Jennie, that's you because you're a singer.
I mean, you know, I just in the morning I try and warm up a little bit more if I've not spoken, because your chords are much thicker in the morning, sometimes with mucus, you know. I don't really do much, to be quite honest, except warm up. If it's something I know I'm going to be screaming a lot, I might warm up a little bit more, but not too much. There has to be a sweet spot. So.
Yeah, it's more like sometimes it's like night before. Like usually after a con, it's not so bad this one, but sometimes I like don't have a voice after a con because you're projecting, you know, we're talking in a much like more elevated tone than we normally would. We're like yelling over people and loudspeakers and whatever. Drinking really affects your voice the next day, so I try not to do that. And yeah, just kind of what you were saying. Like if you have an early morning session, just like sing along to the radio or whatever, you know.
Ditto. Same.
Yeah, I used to not do any warming up. Then I hurt myself, and I went, oh, I can't do that anymore. I'm not in my 20s. So now it's a lot of just sort of like, oh gosh, it's called straw phonation is technically what it is, which is where you breathe into a straw in like a little bit of water, and it's to kind of realign the vocal cords. I can't do that. It's actually too rough on me.
Are you breathing in water?
Breathing out. Yeah, no.
No, I'm like, just like a straw in water.
Straw in water, and you're going like, you're
blowing
yeah.
bubbles.
Yeah. So
It's the choke
I
method.
don't know.
So nowadays, like what I do is instead it's more like humming, so it's a lot of for like 3 minutes to like kind of like get everything like realigned. And I also drink a lot of coffee just because I like it, and I do a lot of cream in it, which normally they would tell you do not do that because it's going to make your voice all clicky. But I play a lot of yelling characters that scream at the top of their lungs. And so what I do is I load myself up with a whole like lining of cream, and it burns that off instead of destroying my throat. And so that's how I can wind up, you know, blowing my voice out and then talk the next day. Yeah. There you go.
What is the least favorite cast that y'all have acted?
This is going to be such a negative. Who do you hate the most?
Who is your nemesis in real life?
Like not a whole.
No.
Ian, if you could kill someone.
I would tell you too.
I have individual.
Oh, I have one. Okay, I have one, but it was a musical. I'll just tell you. And I loved the musical. I won't say which one, in case you guys may know it. But we were all very young. The creators were geniuses, and I loved the show. They wrote a part for me so I could do it. But I remember they were so immature that, and in my contract, I played an understudy to the main role alongside with this role that they just created so I could do the show. And so when I went on, the director, the main girl, and maybe someone else would sit in the front row and just tormented me while I was performing the whole time and just was like talking, and I was like, these fucking bitches, oh my gosh. Yeah, oh sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh my God, it was terrible, and it caused havoc in the whole cast, and everybody knew that they were in the wrong, but they were still so evil. I was like, what is this? I've never experienced anything like this, but I love the show, and we're all better now. We're all adults, and I won't mention the names because you probably might know one of the actresses, but we're all adults now, and I'm past it, but yeah, I still love that show, despite all that, whatever happened there. That's the only time that was really, really terrible. Really terrible.
Yeah, last question.
I'm going to try to make this one positive.
Okay, last question. Let's do it.
Let's
do it.
All right. Is there a series that you guys are with that you like absolutely loved outside the ones you guys have known the most for?
Like stuff that we liked and then got to work on, kind of thing.
Or like you guys are like say you two are mostly known for Avatar, but was there one thing outside of that that you like loved a little bit more than that, or came close?
Yeah, I watched Gilmore Girls before I was on a season of that show, and then I was on it and I never watched it again because I saw how the sausage was made. But yeah, so like stuff like that. So it's always exciting. Like I was in a Star Trek movie when I was really young, and I loved The Next Generation, and so that was like, oh my God, that was so cool, you know. So stuff like that when you're something that you've already like been watching and then you get to be on that's always a treat. Yeah, for sure.
It's really hard for me because I love a lot of the stuff that I've done. It's a tough one. When I was 18, I played the lead in Miss Saigon, which was kind of like a dream. It was like, I still can't believe I got to do it, and it was bigger than life at the time. And then I did a 90s show, which it was fun. All we did was mess around, you know, like, and sing and like ate bagels, you know, and like fooled around, and it filmed, you know, and so that was just a really special time in my life, and just really fun, really fun.
Excellent. Cool. Well, I think we need to sort of transition down, wrap up, and all of these folks will be going down to their tables.
Yes,
right? They'll be there all weekend, so they can you can come down and chat with them at their tables, ask them all the questions you got.
I think the con ends at 6, right?
It does, yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
one more hour. So if you want to come say
Yes.
hi, come say hi. Although we're all here tomorrow too. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but yes, the clock is ticking. So, Ben, Ian, Jennie, Olivia, thank you very much for joining us here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for coming out. Have a great rest of your time.